Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for having me, Quiet Lightning, and thank you for inviting me last time, Brianna. Not Brianna Swain, but Brianna Grogan, who performed last time. Yeah, today the piece that I have to share for you is one long excerpt from a very long poem called Orbiting the Moon, which is a zuihitsu. So, 1,000 used to be a big number, filled with never-ending dreams of childlike possibility. When I grow up, no, when I cease to dream, I hesitate to fall asleep every night because the definition of hate crime is hiding in the intimate weeds of my imagination and my daily interactions with what my ancestors call bakgay, or white devil in English, but no ancestors are eager to claim me. And I wonder if you know how that feels. To be attacked from all angles like the root of a weed, to live despite the damage done to your developing core and to cling stubbornly onto earth. To lose your dream body, to love yourself anyway. My heart beats in the morning, but really it's getting ready to put on a show. My pulse drums in my ears and the audience crumbles away like debris in a cyclone that orbits around me. I've been the dagger in an opera and the curtain entr'acte pulled back to reality by the flash of a camera in public or the pain in my scalp given to me by a waitress of all people who thought it was a wig. Because the performance never fails to fall short of enough. Or maybe it's just so stimulating that the audience needs a physical element to prove that this is real. So you'll be ringing up a customer at work, and they will take you by the arm and tell you you are beautiful in a tone that says this is part of our transaction. And it's not even sexual by nature so much as it is violent, like a storm, flashing all around me. I let it get to shredding curtains and flinging knives, let the cycling wind speak from my heart, because in many ways it doesn't matter that I've never made a sound. I am the eye of the storm, the calm and inner quiet, which cannot be touched. Baba calls me butterfly, says my mind is a bear trap for pain. He's at the edge of my enchanted forest, seeing long hunger and launch failure, plus my overgrowth of apathy towards hormones and taxes, and the sequence of tomorrows they insist upon. And most days, he's right. I'm a creature in the kitchen with a knife and dark rhythm mincing meat, with a dull cleaver dancing with the skin of a bird, flinging organs in the sink. But I've heard of wind, bleeding smog between cities, and in dreams I felt it lift my feet away from earth. My fairy wings beat time to the cleaver's samba. Meanwhile, the bird, gone to pieces, continues to argue memory against my blade. That's how I was raised, to float like a butterfly and fight like a circle of iron hidden on the floor of the forest, buried in leaves and foliage, hungry by design. I can't stand the sight of you. I am speaking, of course, to an actual mirror. Why is it so easy to hate yourself, to wish you were born something else? But fine, bury my body in lethal misunderstanding. On the moon, everything I have ever thrown will remain in emotion. Flickers of half-smoked butts will bounce forever off stars and asphalt, and better yet, you must watch my words as they fly away closer to the sun. Do happy people smoke cigarettes? I give up. I hate myself. See how easy it is to agree with the rest of the world? I don't mean nobody loves me. I just don't believe in the vicious duality of fairy tales in which I am the villain emerging from primordial soup, anti-Venus on a clamshell with yards of long tentacles to drape across my breasts and over my penis. What else can I say? You recognize a bad habit when you see one. Not a fondness for smoking, but the endless pursuit of smoke. This poor shadow of a woman. The world dumped her to rot in a well, and life kept going. In fact, no one even noticed she was missing. No one noticed when she was born. But these nights I feel the opposite of gravity. Butterflies, fluttering as they climb, contort and carry broken wings that sputter with the heaviness of tomorrow. She's coming, like a propeller on a jet plane swinging bricks in the chains she was buried with. Then she lets them fly, and all the bricks connected like a shower of perihelion comets at the back of my precious form as I lay watching, unable to stop it from dying to give birth to something new. As I slept, I lay dreaming about a hole filled with water that I climbed up through, that my tattoos washed off, that ink like paint ran clear behind me as I wandered the streets in a dress the color of milk, that I slid bricks chained to my wrists and ankles through crosswalks like mallets across the brass of an organ, on my way to myself. And when I found her, this poor shadow of a sunken woman, shrunk inside a hoodie, high on Benadryl, striking matches and boxing shadows, I blew the flame out. I may be lost in a web of metaphor, unraveling into beauty like the sticky residue of a silkworm fading, but death here is its own reward. I can go anywhere. I have a dress with slits up the sides, and it flaps in the wind like a pair of wings. What is the connection between love and pain? Is it marriage? This poem has been written before, and we will write it again and again, for better or worse, in sickness and in health. I take my shadow to the altar and pledge allegiance to the moon. We're together again, me with my shadow. The audience urges us to perform, but if I'm honest, I'm not really feeling it anymore. So I wrote this poem, and I guess you wrote it too. Indomitable you. Only you know the shade of sky I turn when I die. The first time I died, I was wearing a mask that grinned. I just wanted to find out what it means to smile and embrace my shadow. I wore all black and took Benadryl the next morning just to look the way I thought the part should. The second night I died, I didn't need a mask. I was already scary, so I went naked, and when I woke cold and craving more, I lit a cigarette instead, striking short fuses, hugging shadows with heat. By my third death, the fall had become a friend. I've realized I like this body. It's prettier here, more lucid, less drugs, no need for Dramamine. That's worth protecting. Even when I forget what beauty means, there's always starlight expanding my hair, Milky Way sugaring up my bones, moon rocks elongating my fingertips, and velvet heels, the hue of Donna Summer's Love to Love You Baby buckled around my ankles. And if I'm burning a future the length of a smoke break, even though death is sweet on his collection of shadows like me, here, at least here, maybe we can live, falling or flying as me. Thank you.